Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoyed these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing a lovely Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Classic Large in stainless steel, a timepiece that wears easily on my 16cm circumference wrist. It's made all the more comfortable by a Fagliano-designed strap. Now the watch is reasonably sized. Though called a large, it's anything but huge. The timepiece measures approximately 27.5 millimeters from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock across the case, not inclusive of the crown. It's slim too. The watch is only 8.8 millimeters thick, and that in spite of a rotating case, so consider this to be a very thin timepiece. It'll fit underneath any cuff. From lug to lug, the watch spans 45.5 millimeters, and you can see one of the changes for 2016 was the arrival of a caseback with a little bit of a curvature to it, so these wear better than the flat planks they once were. The spacing between the lugs, if you wish to accessorize, is 20 millimeters, but consider this JLC Fagliano designed strap to be your first option. The leather is surprisingly buttery for a new factory strap that's thick cut. It is very supple on the wrist, and you can see it's a handsome medium brown, and it has the sort of finishing you would expect on high grade saddles or polo boots, and that's exactly where Fagliano comes from. So the straps designed by them, although I must clarify this is not a strap made by them, do take after the style that they made famous on their conventional leather goods. Now you can see there's a folded profile, a stitched binding, and quite clever, you can see on the underside, pull tab spring bars. This is something that JLC has been doing for the last 3 years to make it easier to remove a strap without tools. They're smart. Lots of folks like to do that, and it adds value to the ownership experience. A simple steel pin buckle to adjust fit on the fly, and you can see the underside of the case with a lovely satin finish, but critically, you can see how the lugs kick up. That's the curvature that's been added to the case since 2016, which was the 85th anniversary of the Reverso. Big changes were made to how these fit. You'll also note that some of the most important features of the watch are unchanged. You can see the barrel-like profile of the case, the conical lugs, which prove that there's more curvature to a Reverso than the straight-on soldier shots online would suggest. Now you can see everything's of high polish, but everything is also so compact in outright dimensions that it looks appropriate. Polish here is not obnoxious, it's a nice accent. You'll also note that there's a tension between the vertical and horizontal sweeps, not just between the rounded and angular elements of the case, but look at the horizontal guidrons or strakes at the top and bottom of the case in juxtaposition to the vertical sweep of the dial and the case band. It's dramatic. There's tension there. Visually, it's a kind of stainless steel electricity, and you can see it continues on the dial where you have those hard geometries. A satin finish for the hour track, as well as no nonsense. Form follows function, Art Deco era Arabic numerals. Remember, the first Reverso was created in 1931. There's a little bit of a clou de Paris cut to the center dial, and then a sunken sub-register for constant seconds. A manual wind watch. It features a JLC Caliber 82222, 19 joules, manual wind, 45-hour power reserve, free sprung for shock resistance. It goes through the master 1,000 hours control of chronometry, water resistance, power reserve. It's a full battery of tests, more comprehensive than the COSC test. And significantly, despite the fact that this case includes 50 individual components, the watch is 30 meters water resistant, so it meets the dress watch standard. 21.6 beat rate, again, manual winding, and I should mention that the winding sensation and the click is superb. A manual wind watch that winds rough is like a dive bezel with a ropey or duff bezel action. Just as that can ruin a dive watch, bad manual winding feel can ruin a manual wind dress watch. Well, guess what? This is one of the best. Now, here's the thing. Just like that original 1931 Reverso, this one features a solid caseback. The original idea was that in India, in the early 30s, British polo players were shattering what was then real glass on the dials of their watch. So the idea was during polo, so you don't whack the glass with mallet, you create a case that can rotate and it can present a metal shield to the polo mallets. That was a sports watch back then. Well, today it's more of a dress watch, which makes the case back a lovely canvas for engraving, enameling, personalization, or dedication for a marriage, as a gift, to mark a graduation. It's a wonderful blank slate. You can think about what you might want to apply, or just leave it blank and talk about the heritage. The case base, as you can see, has been lovely in its engine-turned execution. It's been made a wonderful, lustrous, and dancing image of machine age finishing, a lovely look. This is a timepiece that you can use to beguile yourself during long meetings and also puzzle your friends as they try to figure out what on earth you're wearing on your wrist. See one of the closest living relatives to the original Reverso and make it yours on the Watchbox.